Hare Krishna everyone, welcome to Soul Bliss. Have you ever tried to catch that below the wisp of something else which still dances in the background of your feelings at the end of all accomplished desires? Analyze it. You hanker after something as long as you are not able to get it, but when it is secured, sooner or later you tire of it and want something else. Even if life gave you at one time everything you wanted, wealth, power, friends, after a while you would again become dissatisfied and need something more. But there is one thing that can never become stale to you: joy itself. In all your seeking among different things, directly or indirectly, you are in reality seeking happiness through the fulfillment of your desires. You do not want those things that bring sorrow. Neither do you want those that provide a little pleasure in the beginning but sink you deep in remorse and suffering in the end. No matter what your goal, you seek it with eagerness, in expectation of fulfillment by possessing it, and you ought to feel joyous when you actually get it. Then why not seek joy directly? Why seek it through intermediary of material pleasures and objects? When you supplicate the favor of short-lasting material things, your happiness depends on their short-lasting pleasures. Material objects and the satisfaction of material desires are temporal. Therefore, all happiness deriving from them is temporal. Eating, smelling fragrances, listening to music, beholding beautiful objects, touching pleasing things, these are evanescent pleasures, lasting only as long as the sensations of tasting, smelling, hearing, seeing and touching last, or until the mind becomes bored with the sensation and is tempted by a new stimulus. You do not want a transitory joy that leaves sorrow in its trail when it vanishes. You yearn for enduring joy, a sensation that lingers beyond fleeting moments like the gentle glow of moonbeams on a calm, starlit night. You should look for joy that will shine forever steadily, like the ever-luminous radium. Yet, you do not want enjoyment that has too much sameness. You want a joy that changes and dances, enthralling your mind in many ways, keeping your attention perpetually occupied and interested. Happiness that comes by fits and starts is only tantalizing. Pleasures that become monotonous are tiresome. Mirth that lasts just a little while and brings sorrow in the end is undesirable. Joy that comes momentarily and then flits away, sinking you in a state of deepening indifference, by contrast, is torturing. Joy that rhythmically changes all the time and yet in itself remains unchangeable, like an actor who entertains with different roles and poses, is what all of us are seeking. Such joy can be found only through regular deep meditation. The inner fountain of unchangeable, ever-new joy alone can quench your thirst. By its very nature, this divine bliss is the only enchantment that can never tire the mind or make us want to exchange it for something else. In the pursuit of evil or of good, it is happiness you are always seeking. The former promises happiness and gives sorrow. The latter may seem to offer sorrow by its requisite of discipline and willpower, but will surely give lasting joy in the end. God is everlasting, ever new joy, and when you have found Him, you need no longer pursue the eternally elusive will-o'-the-wisp, something else that has always eluded you in all fulfilled desires. God is that something else. Finding Him, you will need seek no further. In ever new joy, you will have everything you ever sought. Material objects that give pleasure remain outside the mind. They and the gratification they give gain entry into the mind only through imagination. Joy, by its very nature, being the blissful consciousness of spirit in man's soul, lives closest to the mind and is born in it when the mind is inwardly tuned. When external objects of sense pleasure are destroyed, the happiness they give is destroyed with them. But the ever new joy of God inherent in the soul is indestructible. Likewise, the expression of happiness within the mind remains indestructible when one learns to embrace it, avoiding deliberate shifts in thought that nurture sorrowful moods. So do not seek fulfillment through material mediums or through desires born of such contact. Seek the unconditioned, indestructible, pure bliss within yourself, and you will have found the ever existing, ever conscious, ever new joy, God. Unlike material pleasures, this joy is not an abstract quality of mind, it is the conscious, self-born, self-expressing quality of spirit. Seek it and be comforted forever. When you have attained this ever new joy, you will never become a cynic, hating the world and condemning its human inhabitants. Rather, you will then be in a position to appreciate God's creation rightly. But people who delight in material things without knowing the superlative inner joy of God become materialistically minded. It is disgrace to behave like a discontented mortal, chasing one desire after another, when you are made in God's immortal image of all desire quenching ever new joy. When immortals behave like mortals, they experience the alternations of pleasure, sorrow, and indifference in their natures. That is why you must destroy this changeable nature grafted to your unchangeable immortal nature. When you have found your true soul nature of everlasting joy, that indestructible bliss will remain with you throughout all experiences of life, whether they be pleasant or disagreeable. Your joy will stand unshaken amidst the crash of breaking earthly pleasures. You will enjoy everything with the joy that is God. Unattracted to the sensory world, the yogi experiences the ever new joy inherent in the self. Engaged in divine union of the soul with spirit, he attains bliss indestructible. Please like the video, subscribe the channel, and don't forget to hit the bell icon. Hare Krishna.